Professor Susan Collins has been a practitioner in the field of new and emerging media art since the late 1980s. She's currently director of the Slade School of Fine Art at UCL. She was also one of the co-founders of the Slade Centre for Electronic Media and Fine Art, also known as SCEMFA. Professor Susan Collins recently gave a talk at one of the UCL lunch hour lectures. We went over to UCL to meet her and find out more about SCEMFA and about her work exploring the material of the digital.
Slade Centre for Electronic Media was originally set up really to have an opportunity to focus on emerging technologies, but very much embedded critically within fine art practice. Over the years, it's evolved from what really could have been described as an advocacy role where people were not so aware that you could even work with technologies as art forms, and more recently it's really been a place for a number of artists working at the Slade to share information and really interrogate certain things. And I think one of the things that we all have in common is, and that we're all particularly interested in, is this interrogation of the material of the digital, which was the subject of, largely of my talk, which what is the material that digital gives us? It's something that people, consider as amorphous, ephemeral, whatever. And in a sense, but it is one of the most pervasive materials that we have today. When you draw, when you're making a drawing, making a piece of work, there's always a point at which you could take it further, but you risk ruining it, or you could leave it where it is, but you'll never know where it could have gone. And the thing about using technology in the most early basic sense was memory. And it was being able to have your cake and eat it. It was being able to save that drawing, keep it safe, push it, take it in lots of different directions, ruin it, but still have it. And it was as simple as that.
For one of her latest projects, entitled Seascapes, Professor Susan Collins installed 5 webcams along the south coast of England. These webcams captured the sea day and night. The webcams were also connected to individual screens, which pixel by pixel updated from the top left to the bottom right, slowly creating a composition, each pixel of the composition arising from a different lagged time point. The data was actually collected continuously, meaning that the seascapes were generated and renewed constantly. The image here represents only a snapshot of one of these compositions.
I think every piece of work I've done is probably a kind of, has come out of a set of questions that the previous piece of work has raised. So for me, it wasn't a case of, I really want to work with technology. It's a different way of looking, a different way of capturing that very particular way of using those technologies has led me to do, and I couldn't have done it any other way.